Welcome back, Creative Maestros. We're here with our first guest for our creative interview series. This is Nasheed Linton.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Can't call it, man. How you?
I'm great.
Alright.
So, thank you for joining us that first time. So, I know what I'm about to say is going to make you incredibly uncomfortable.
What you about to say, man? Look.
But no cursing.
Oh, that's good. I could do that.
Yeah. Only reason I ask is because my cousins watch, and I just want to make sure everything is good for all the young maestros out there. That's all.
Nah, for sure. So I got you, man.
We're good.
Yep.
And I really don't like censoring artists because I feel like that's the worst thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But you do exercise your right to use colorful language. That's part of your expression.
Yep.
So we're just gonna pardon his French while he pardons his back.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. And actually, you were actually telling me that you did a new song and had some French in there. How did you come up with the idea to do that?
And I don't know, man. Like, I was writing a song and I was looking for the next bar, and the next bar went right with French words. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it going.
Really?
Yeah. And we took French in high school, so why not?
I remember that. So, funny story. Before I actually knew he did that, I actually called him. I was like, "She, I have a great idea."
I definitely did.
And I was like, "Yo, remember in high school because he actually used to teach himself French from rapping it to, what was it, 50 Cent at the time? It was In the Club came out?
Around that time, yeah.
And he would do French verbs and pronouns and get straight A's like that.
That's crazy, man. Just to get an A.
Possible product coming soon for this guy.
Yeah. Just to get an A.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I definitely can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. Like, I'm almost done with it, and I'm gonna get in the studio. I'll send it to you first.
Word.
And then you let me know what you think.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
For everyone who doesn't know Nasheed, the best way, I would say the most honest way that I can describe you would be that you're a creative risk taker. And what separates you from mainstream artists who have a 360 deal is basically that you have the ability to be a pilot on your own artistic journey, which I think is incredibly important because everything that they do revolves around money.
Yeah.
But what you do actually revolves around your passion, and I think that's for speaking for me, and I feel like for the other creative maestros, that is incredibly inspiring to see, another creative soul, and basically go for it.
Nah, man, it's like with that, man. It's like when I can control everything, it's like I'm happy with all my outcomes. Like, I don't have to worry about answering to nobody. Like, if I want input, I could just ask for it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it could go either way. So, like, I love being able to make my own decisions. And, it gets tough at times because I'm a one-man army, but at the same time, longevity, when I get over that hump, you know what I mean? Why not? So,
all right.
Yeah. So, I definitely love not having to answer to nobody and be happy with myself and my music at the end of the day.
Absolutely. That makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, for real, man.
Our channel has gotten a lot of support since our first couple videos, which I really thank for you guys. It's really cool, you guys.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good money, man.
That was very overwhelming, but I have to admit, if it wasn't people like you who putting themselves out there and just being brave and being a creative risk taker, I don't think half of the people would have YouTube channels or be artists or be whatever. And one of the things that I really appreciate about you as an artist and as a person is that you're incredibly authentic. So it's very easy to relate to, and because you're an authentic artist who doesn't literally have a piece of paper that says you're signed to a label and you're working for money, I feel like as a consumer, or not, consumer is a terrible word, but I feel like as a fan and someone who appreciates your music, it's great to know that I can put all of myself into your music and not worry about anything else that's going to happen after that.
Yeah.
So what made you make the decision to, basically be a creative risk taker in this?
I mean, I guess it starts off with working a 9 to 5, to be honest, because like, I go to work, I wake up 5 o'clock a.m. every morning. I don't get back home until 7.
Wow.
So it's like when you just constantly doing that every day, it's like something gotta change. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that change for me, was music and, my apparel with the clothing line. And like, a lot of guys probably say, I want to make millions. I just don't want to have a 9 to 5. So that's why I'm taking risks right now. So, by the time I'm 35, I can have I'll be set within myself. And I don't have to wake up. I can wake up when I want to. I can go to sleep when I want to. Like, what I mean?
Dream for everyone, right?
Yeah, so it's like, so that's why I'm taking risks now, so that when I have kids, I can set them up so that it won't take as long as it took for me, like that. So that's the reason why I'm taking risks right now, and it's just healthy all around, man. Like me doing music, it's like I be so happy. Like if I'm having a bad day, I write. If I'm having a bad day, I go listen to music, not just my music. Like music is everything for me. So, and that's why I'm taking the risk that I'm taking right now.
Absolutely, and what you said is a great point. It is very healthy, because I would say that creative risk taking is the most undervalued trait that we have in existence, because people they're encouraged more to follow than they are to be creative and do their own thing. So the fact that you're doing it and succeeding, that's a great example to set.
Yep. So it's that simple, man. Like I'm all for taking risks, like good risks,
right?
Not bad stuff, but it's just like, why not, man? Especially if it's gonna make my life better. And I bring happiness to other people through my music.
Absolutely. And
they could connect with me. And so it's that simple.
So we're doing this interview right after your listening party for a new project that you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure everyone's fascinated. I know I'm fascinated. What does it feel like the moments before people hear your basically your creations for the first time?
I'd be so nervous, man. Like, and you probably can't tell.
No, definitely not.
I'd be so nervous, man. Like, even before I perform, every performance, I'm nervous. It's like, it's crazy. Like, I'd be so nervous that that's all I'm thinking about. I'm like,
really?
Yeah. But it's like, but once that light shine and once I'm up there, it just disappeared. But I'm always nervous. Like, I'm just nervous. I'm a nervous type of guy, I guess. Like, I'm always, like, before anything, like, even if we ride in the car right now and I'm like, I want you to hear this new song, I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh.
Like that. So it's like, but then once it start playing, I'm a whole different person. So, but yeah, like, for the most part, I'm nervous, and then once it hit, then that's when, like, I'm so excited, and depending on the song, you know what I mean? But for the most part, like, I'd be so nervous, man. And like, when I'm 3 years and some change in, and I still get nervous, like, so.
I mean, it's definitely a healthy nervous, but if you're being a creative risk taker,
yeah.
I mean, it kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah, I'm about to say it comes with territory, but yeah. I don't let people see it, but now y'all know it.
Yeah, secret's out. Hey, keep it secret.
You heard it first.
I appreciate about artists like yourself is that a willingness to be vulnerable. It's a very powerful thing, because in our society, especially in Western society, we consider, being vulnerable as a weakness.
As far as us as men, like, we feel like we can't cry. We feel like we gotta be tough. Like I feel like if you can cry and let your emotions go, like, that says a lot about you. Like, I cry all the time. Like, that don't mean I'm less of a man. So, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. So that's why when you hear my music, you can feel the pain and you can connect with a lot of stuff. And I just, like, when I hear guys say, like, oh, yeah, I don't cry, or, I only cry when this and that. Like, man, right? Yeah, like, stop it, dude. Like, it's okay to cry. Like, you
It's
know what I mean?
alright.
Like, I don't see nothing wrong with it, but when I see men that can just express their emotions and feelings, that says a lot. And you know what I mean, you don't come by people like that in general.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's part of being not just a man, but an
yeah,
adult.
yeah,
right?
yeah, just the way of life. Like, you know what I mean, stuff happens. So, but yeah, that's how. I mean, that's my take on it, though.
As an independent artist, do you still feel the need to tailor your music to your audience?
I guess yes and no. Just because, like, you always want the people to know that you're current and like you're going with the time. So, like, you know, sometimes, you know, like, it could be a new type of style out. Like, you know what I mean? Like say when Migos first came out.
Oh yeah.
How they was breaking it down and then everybody was doing it like that. So I was like, let me try. Like, you know what I mean?
Just to
like
see.
that, yeah, just to see. But like, you know what I mean? But like for the most case, like I make music for me and I want to pull people into my world. So it's like, you know what I mean? So if I do something different that's gonna cater just to what people want to hear, I'm just doing it. I really don't care for it. But it's just so that I know, like, I'm good out here. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just testing out. I'm just exercising what I can do like that. But I make music for me, man. Like, music is therapy for me, for real, for real. Like, I don't like talking to people, like, you know what I mean, like about my problems and stuff. So I talk to people through my music, and then people could come back and talk to me, and then now I could talk about it. But
yeah, I understand.
But yeah, like I make music for me, and my music is heartfelt. So if you like my music, that means we can have a conversation and we on the same page.
Right. So basically, you're a human being if you can understand.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Yeah. Because you're one of my favorite people on earth, I feel like I already know the answer to this question. But for the other Creative Maestros out there, what would you say is the best aspect of being an independent artist, and what is the worst aspect of being an independent artist?
The best, I mean, it's just the bag. Like, one of the best things is like everything that I do, like, you know, if I sell apparel, if I sell CDs, if I have a show, it's like that money comes back to me, and then I can keep turning it over to build the empire that I'm trying to build. And you know what I mean, like, and then it's just like I could just move how I want to move, man. It's just like making music just makes me happy. Like, making money from it is cool, but like just to be able to make music, man, it's that simple for me, man. Like I said before, like, it's therapy for me. So that's the best part about it, that, like, you know, I stay sane and I don't go crazy. You know
Don't Kanye it up.
Yeah, like house, like
How, Josh?
yeah, you don't got the answers. But I guess the worst part is like when you make something and you trying to get people to connect and they just don't get it. So then it's like you got to go back to the drawing board. Then you start second guessing yourself, cause like we all have meltdowns.
Oh yeah.
And like, you know what I mean, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, I'm done. I don't want to make music. And then, you know, something happens that makes me like, what you doing, she? But I sometimes just like when I'm trying to connect with people, because I make heartfelt music. So, you know, I'm not just making any old thing just because it sound right on the beat. And so when people don't get it, it messes with me at times. Over the years, it's only been 3 years and some change, like, I figured out how to get past that, because at the end of the day, you know, if 5 people don't like something or can't connect, it's 20 people over here that could. And it's like a lot of times we forget to praise the people that actually supports us.
Right.
And we give too much energy to the people that don't support us. And then you got 100 people over here that's saying go, go, go. But then you giving the energy to the people that don't
the 500 over there.
Yeah, and it's just like, nah, stick with that 100, and then you're gonna keep growing. And it's just like, so I had to learn that. I used to feel like, oh, if you don't mess with me, or you know, just being mad, and it was stupid. It was that simple. So now, like, I know, like, you know what I mean, like, that's just like tonight, like the people that was there, like we had problems with the speakers and stuff. Everybody stayed.
That was pretty cool.
Like, you know what I mean? And I remember when I first started, like, people didn't even want to come to one of my shows. And, like, everybody stayed until the end. And it's just like, so when I see that, it's just like I got a good following. Absolutely. I don't care if it was 5 people or if it's 100 people. Like, I got people that support me. And I got to show them that energy that they show me. So.
I mean, that's really amazing. Number one, you really said it well with the passion. Mm-hmm. So not only do you get to do what you love to do every day, but it's also helping you grow as a person. Because that's what happens when you really follow what you really want to do in life, and that's a very powerful thing. And we're seeing it with Nasheed right now. And before we started filming, I told him, I was like, yo, you've shown a lot of growth. Because like he said, things like that 3 years ago, he might have really went Kanye or Wale.
Had the move style.
So it's obviously, the creativity is a process and creating art is a process, but the destination is always better than when you first start. Mm-hmm. And that's the most important thing. And the journey teaches you so much about yourself, so much about the world, and you get better too. So, and you have some cool people who are human beings who join your journey as well, which
exactly,
is really cool.
Man.
So I have a question. Mm-hmm. If you had the most influential mainstream mic right now, do you think that you would still be enjoying the music that you'd be making?
No.
Why is that?
And you saying, like, far as like the person that's popping right now, mm-hmm. and if that's the type of music I'll be making,
right? Because most of it is, as we did discuss, based on money. You wouldn't.
Nah, I'd be a fraud. Like, I'd be fake because, and like, don't get me wrong, I like some stuff that's out, and you know, and there's a time and a place for any type of music.
Sure. But
like, as far as me making it, it's just not for me. Like, I even made songs like that, and like, you would never hear them. Nobody would never hear them because it's just not me. So it's like, I wouldn't be happy at all. And then it's just like, and it just takes away from being creative. Like, if that's the type of music I'm making, because it's not really creative, I don't think. Like, my opinion. Like, you know, I get anything is creative. I take that back. It's not how I would want to be. And, you know what I mean? It's taking away my creativity. So, and like, you know what I mean? So, I wouldn't be happy at all.
I definitely understand that, because essentially it goes from you being able to talk about what you want to talk about to a record executive being like, okay, you got to talk about girls, you got to talk about this specific type of Hennessy because they sponsored us, or whatever, and you don't really get to be an artist, you get to be a tracer.
Yeah,
basically.
Become a yes man.
Yeah.
Like, that's never good. So,
ever.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do that.
If I could fairly compare you to any artist out right now, who are mainstream, I would say you would be lyrically and vocally a combination of these 3 artists. Obviously Meek, because of the energy and your connection to Philly for sure. Definitely Black, because I think both of you guys have a very distinct style of storytelling that is incredibly relatable. Usually when people listen to your music or they listen to Black's music, they say that, like, wow, that basically summarizes the past 6 months of my life.
Yeah.
And they can just really, really understand it.
It's crazy that you said about Black, because when I first heard him, like, I connected with him.
Oh yeah?
And I was like, yo, it's like anytime when I hear artists, and if I say, like, I wish I could have made that, because that means, like, it's not that I'm hating her, it's just like, it's that good that, like, I wish I would have came up with that. And like, when I first heard him, I was like, yo, this dude is different.
Right.
Like that, and it's like I kept hearing different songs, and I'm like, yeah, he got it. So that's a compliment. Like, you know what I mean? Because I like his music a lot. He's definitely official. But my bad, you probably still say.
Oh no, you're good. And I mean, from what I heard last night, all the tracks were dope, and it actually reminded me more of Black. But obviously still very, very much Nasheed.
Yeah.
So it was. I mean, you got deeper into storytelling. Like, you actually got better as a storyteller. That was really cool.
Yeah, man. This project, man, it was a struggle making it because I was going through a slump, and like a lot of stuff was forced, but like I had to fight through it. And it was like, you know, it was many late nights, early mornings. Like, it was nothing was working, and you know what I mean. But I didn't give up, and so a lot of times, you know, stuff get hard. We leave from it and never go back to it, and then 5 years go by, and then like, you know, I hate when I see artists that never made it and they stop, and then like they'll post like, I'm back, and it'd be like, you back from what? Like, where are you back from? Like, why did you give up? Like, if nothing like really happened, like, you know, far as like, you know, life-changing things, if you just stop because you just didn't want to do it, there's no reason for you to say I'm back. But it's just like, you know what I mean, it was tough, bro. Like, it was tough. Like at one point I was like, yo, like, I ain't making no more music. I ain't making no more albums. Like, that's how I was. I was like, yo.
And then what is that like to basically get yourself off the floor from that situation?
Like, for me, you know, music is everything. So I listen to music from when I wake up until I go to sleep, and I listen to all types of music. And you know, like, I got a playlist when it's like, it's a playlist from the Fray.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? You might look at me and be like, and like I get motivation from that. Like, I was listening to their stuff with one of the songs I made, and I was like, I want to make music. And you would think, you know, oh, he probably listened to straight rap. Like, nah. Like I love Cruel Intentions soundtrack.
That is definitely a symphony, right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I swear, man, like, I thank God for the box. I don't know if you remember the box. Like, I thank God for that, because like that made me listen to all types of music. Like, I would never listen to rock and roll, but when the box came out, I think it was like, I was like 3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah, and like, you had to watch everything, and it was just like, so I got exposed to all types of music. And then when I went to Petty, my first roommate, shout out to Nick Nathanson.
Nick Nathanson, what up, Nick?
He put me on John Mayer. And
oh yeah, Bodies of Wonderland. Right?
Oh my God, and I hated, I hated John, but it grew on me, and like, he's on one of my playlists now. So it's like, you know what I mean? So music, it fuels me to live, man. Like, you know how like you see stuff, it be like, which one will have to go?
Right.
Like, you know, this like, if music, like, I can't live without music. Like, if you take music away, like, I go crazy out here.
I understand, and I mean, it's actually very true, because he's being very modest. He didn't start 3 years ago. He actually started back in middle school, making your own album, you know, on cassette tapes.
Yeah.
And and I've had the honor to watch that flourish over the years.
Crazy, yeah.
And I would say, out of all the people I know on earth, you probably are the most diligent when it comes to researching music that I've ever seen. And you know, growing up, we definitely shared this, some of our favorite artists like Michael Jackson and Prince. And then because you're making music, you got to honor their legacy by doing your own version of, you know, Dirty Diana and Purple Rain. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So
my question to you would be, what do you look for when you're trying to find new music?
Like, when I'm looking for like other artists, or are you saying when I'm trying to come up with new stuff for me?
Both.
Well, I mean, artists, I'm just like you said, like I just research every day. Like I probably take an hour out of my day of just looking up music and finding new artists or listening to beats. You know, like that's just at least an hour every day. Like,
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? I listen to beats for an hour and I probably like mix that in with writing and I'm just at the least like, and that's, I don't care if I'm on vacation or whatever. Like I'll wake up in the morning and just listen to music to get my day going. But it's more or less of just, for some reason, like it just falls in my lap, yo. Like I really, like I just let it happen. Cause I guess I figured out over time, like if stuff for me, if it don't come natural, it don't work out for me for whatever reason.
And that's
so like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you gotta be consistent, you gotta, you know, have effort with whatever you do, but like it's just, I just let it come and like I don't overthink stuff because music is supposed to be fun. It don't supposed to be stressful.
Absolutely.
So I just let it come and it just falls in my lap. And then once it falls in my lap, that's when, you know, I do what I need to do from there. But yeah, it's that simple, man. Like, as far as music, like overall, it's simple for me, like, because it's a part of my life. Like, it's what I do every day. And I know, like, that's why, like, you know, making music, like I said it, you know, during the show, is a young man's sport. You can't always be in the limelight. But I know if I stop rapping and making music, I'm gonna be doing something with music behind the scenes because it's a part of me. I have to. Like I go to shows by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like that, like different shows. I done been to hard rock shows, heavy metal shows, rap shows, R&B shows. I still ain't go to a country show. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
Won't rule anything out, right?
Yeah, nah. I mean, look, get a cheap, nice ticket, I might go. But yeah, it's music that's a part of me, man. So it's that simple.
Well, a lot of people don't know this about, now she actually just learned about it this calendar year, but so he has the Team Savage clothing apparel line to go along with his label, and I didn't know that you actually did some of the stitching and the tie-dyeing. Like, you actually do a lot. Exactly. He actually does a lot of the manufacturing work. Actually, yeah, manufacturing work when it comes to making the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get into do that? And where did you get the idea for to have a clothing line?
Well, the clothing line just supposed to been just show support for me. So, you know, people that's there be like, oh, okay, they here for him, Team Savage. And so it was just supposed to be simple, just for people to wear it at shows. And then it just started building up, and then people started wearing it like to go out and nice stuff. So I'm like, all right, let's try some hoodies. Let's try that. And it just kept building, and I was just I just went with the flow. I just let it go. And the reason why I started doing stuff myself, I tore my Achilles. It was 2 summers ago now. Yeah. 2 summers ago, and I was in the boot, and I wasn't working. I was out of work, and I was just sitting home, and I was bored, and I was just like, I was like, yo, I gotta do something. Like, I was writing and everything, but I was like, yo, this is not cutting it. So then I started just teaching myself how to do stuff with clothes, and I'm still learning, but people love it, and I just started going with it. I started off with bleach, and then next thing you know, it was dye, and like right now, like I'm trying to teach myself how to like stitch certain things on.
Oh wow!
Like that, like, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know, like I want to be able to do a little bit of everything, because so that I don't have to reach out to other people to get stuff done. Like, I like getting stuff done when I want to get stuff done. And a lot of times when you gotta go to places to, you know, get your stuff printed, they dealing with all these other people, so everybody's waiting in line.
Right.
And sometimes I'm not patient. I don't think I'm patient. So, but I know that about myself. So that's why I do things myself, and you know, I make it happen. I get it done. But yeah, man, like it started off as small, and it's growing every day. And you know, website coming soon. You know what I mean? I can't tell y'all what else is coming soon, but that'll be a reason for him to make me come back to talk to y'all. But it's something else coming, and it's big. And you know, I don't want to jinx myself, but I think less than 6 months, something big is happening. So, but yeah, man, the clothes is like the clothes is winning right now.
They are.
Yeah, like it's like people. A lot of people, some people don't be even knowing I make music. And so, but when they see my clothes, it makes them go listen to my music.
Oh, all right.
So it's kind of like they ricochet off of each other. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You listen to my music, I'm like, hey, I got clothes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like that.
What
like,
size you got?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Like, or vice versa. Oh, you like this? Oh, you know I got music. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Google Play.
Tidal.
Yeah, Tidal, SoundCloud, like, you know what I mean? So I just kind of use them just to go back and forth. And it's been working for me. It's hard, it's been tough, but it's working, so.
What I can relate to most to about Nasheed, especially creatively, is that you go out of your way to collaborate with people. And it seems like you see so many independent artists all over the world in this area who don't always strive to collaborate. Mm-hmm. So what are the things you look for when you want to collaborate with another artist, whether it be like a director for a music video or a producer or another actual musical performer?
Just got the vibe, just gotta be right, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because if you make music, like, you know, if I can't connect with you and vibe out with you, I don't really want to make music with you. And it's like, because where I'm at right now, like, you know what I mean, I'm not making money off of music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I make money from music, but like, far as like, you know, if, you know, somebody that's mainstream, they get paid for verses.
Right.
Like, I don't, you know, get paid for verses. So it's like, I go off the vibe. So if I'm doing, so if I'm gonna go home or go to the studio and write something, at least I gotta know the vibe is right. Like, that's the least I feel like both artists owe each other to vibe out, because I want the song to sound natural. I don't want it to sound forced. That's why, like, sometimes you hear people collabing and they collabing just, oh man, cause he get 10,000 views, and it's just like, so. Like,
right.
Just because he get 10,000 views, if y'all don't vibe out and make a good song, it don't matter. So it's like, I just go off the vibe. It's that simple. Like, if we vibing, I don't care how good you are, what you bring to the table as far as views, or, you know, we got a vibe for us to make music together. Like that. And because artists are difficult.
Yeah, they are.
Like that. So I go, like, if we vibe, I'm good, but if not, I don't want to be. That's why, like, I collab with some people. Some was good, some was bad, but that's why I don't collab too much, because the vibes be off. But like, if you look at my, like, you know, shout out to my boy Shiro. You know what I mean? He's all the way in Arizona. I never met him. We talked on the phone, and from that conversation we vibed out, and we done made like 4 tracks together.
Wow.
And the vibe was just good over the phone, and like, we just had a good spirit. And
Vibes is back? Vibes is back?
Yeah. And it's just crazy because it's just like, I never saw him in person. And it's just like, but we was able to vibe, and we made it happen. And all 4 of the songs we made is dope songs, like, and it's just like, and I know people that I done met in person, and it's just like, I don't even want to be around you. Wow. Like, I can't deal with bad vibes, like, because then that messes with my mental.
Of course, so, you can't be comfortable if you're not, you know.
Exactly.
You can't be creative if you're not comfortable.
Yeah, so I just go off of vibes. It's that simple.
So just out of curiosity, and me being me,
Mm-hmm.
would you ever collaborate with John Mayer?
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, heck yeah. But yeah, like it's like I love his music, like, you know what I mean, and I vibe out from his music. Now, if I meet him and if the vibe is not there, then the vibe's not there. Then we just can't do music. But I would love to make music. Why not? But the vibe has got to be there. Like, I don't care who you are.
So I'm just curious if the vibe is there before you even hear the person. Let's say like a person like Black,
Mm-hmm.
the vibe is already there as from like an artist to artist. But what if in person it's not there?
Then we just can't make music because if you self-centered or something. Let's just say that for example. And if I'm not feeling it, it's like I don't even want to be in the studio with you.
Right.
It's like kind of like you kind of shatter what I thought you were. It's kind of like, you know what I mean, like when you were a kid and Santa Claus or something, and then you go in the back and Santa Claus is like drinking a beer and you're like, oh.
Like bad Santa.
Yeah, like bad Santa, like, you know what I mean, just crush your dreams, so like that. But like, you know what I mean, because you definitely can connect with artists, through their music. But some people just make good music and just not good individuals or too self-centered or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I just go off of vibes though.
And I feel like that happens in the music industry every day. Because at the end of the day, it's like a sport where they're professionals. So like even though, LeBron and Kyrie might not want to play together, made that last final year, they still had to stick it out and try to win a championship. So you can't.
Yeah.
And that type of situation when, there's, let's say in situations where money is the main goal, the collaborations are usually forced.
Yeah. No, definitely. So it's just, man, vibes is key, man. Communication is key. Vibes is key when I'm going to work with somebody. So it's that simple.
Artists are usually told by their supporters what their favorite piece of artwork was. In your case, would be your favorite song or your favorite line that you wrote. And me personally, the favorite line that I can say about yours that is PG is, my favorite one is Nahashi Linton, straight from Trenton.
Oh man.
Because a lot of people know that there's a lot of history behind that line, because back when you were in middle school making albums out of cassette tapes at Petty, when we would be doing freestyle sessions, everyone knew at some point in your freestyle you're gonna spell your name. Yep. Like Fabulous.
It's kind of like who was it? Like Mike Jones.
Right.
He used to shout out his phone number, like you said, Fab.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I don't got a favorite line, like, cause it's like how I write. Like I be, like you said, like I'll be storytelling. But like far as me thinking of a favorite line, I can't really think of one. Like, but like one of my favorite songs is Nobody.
Okay.
And that's and the crazy thing is, like, I'm kind of singing on the song. The song is a true story. And it's about me going through a relationship and basically all the downs, and I just let it out. And crazy part is, when I did that, I could sing you it too. When I did that song, I was talking to her, the young lady, and like she said some things to me, and like it just messed me up. So I went home and found the beat, put my phone up on my desk, and I freestyled the whole joint in one take.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I think I stumbled over like probably like 2 or 3 words, and I wrote it down what I freestyled. And mind you, I'm singing this. I'm not rapping it when I'm freestyling, so I guess I'm singing
freestyle.
Like,
singing?
Yeah. And it was like, and I did it in one take, and it came out to be that's one of my favorite songs because it's like so much emotion, it's truth to it, and it was therapy for me. Like that, like sometimes when I hear it, I'll be like, oh man, like this got me through it. Sometimes I can't even listen to it, but it's just like it's a part of me. So like that's like one of my favorite songs, and I did something that I never did before, and for me to do it in one take, like I remember what I had on. Like I had a button-up shirt like this on, but it was blue and orange with dark blue jeans and some Timbs. Like I remember that day, and I did it in one take, and then I wrote it down, went to the studio, and did it at the studio in one take.
Absolutely, and that definitely reminds me of a video we did earlier this week about Nikola Tesla. Usually creative people are the best observers.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're really paying attention to every detail,
Mm-hmm.
you pick up so much information. And at the end of the day, creativity is using the information you have and making connections. So the more useful information you have, the more creative you're gonna be.
Nah, yeah, that's facts, bro. Because that's like that song. That's basically what it was, and it's just like that's close to my heart. Like even when I first performed it, like it was like perfect. Like the lights was like red
and dim, right?
Yeah, it was dark. Like the females is in the front and they getting emotional and they like, Dad, like who hurt him? So it's like,
yeah.
And it's just like, and people after they hear the song, like, yo, what happened? Like that, but like, yeah, that's one of my favorites though.
Cause I remember when I first heard it, cause you had sent it to me before. What was it? One of your shows, and like I'm riding in the car and I'm listening to it the whole way that song comes on. I'm just like, he really went there.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
But that boy good. Yeah, man. Yep. So, but yeah, that's one of my favorites though.
For our audience out there, all the creative maestros who don't know who you are, what song would you recommend them listen to basically get your entire vibe? Obviously, one song can't encompass all that you possess, but if someone's in the music, they're in the hip hop, which one of your songs do you think they would be able to enjoy and or relate to?
I mean, cause we was talking about the song Nobody. I feel like Nobody is a great song, for you to get to know me and see who I am, because I'm in Nobody, I'm breaking down what I went through, and it's like, I put my own twist to it. I would say probably Nobody, and that's, you can go listen to that on Spotify or Google Play. It's everywhere, whatever you have.
So we'll put that in the description. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Nobody, like it's different, and I know, like if you listen to that and if you like that, I know you're gonna like everything else. So it's like I would make somebody listen to that, because just how I look, you wouldn't think I would make a song like Nobody. So I'll tell a person to go listen to that.
That's the perfect way to describe it. Definitely go listen to that. As creative maestros, we understand that words have very significant power.
Mm-hmm.
How would you say you wield that power?
I think pain, man, for me, man, because like me going through stuff was like, that's what made me want to take music serious. So like basically I just turned the negative into a positive, because like me going through so much pain, I was able to write and get things off my chest, and now it's working in my favor. So it's like basically what I've been through, and that's what you get from me now. It's just that simple. Because if I ain't go through pain, I wouldn't be talking to you right now about music at all. Like about me doing music. That's the only reason why I started taking music so serious, because of what I went through and pain. And I had to make music so I wouldn't go crazy. So it's that simple.
So I can definitely relate to what you're saying about, you know, what basically your sound is, and how you would describe. Basically, you just have to be human to understand. And when I listen to your music, it's reminding you to be human, because we're, you know, in our society we're taught to be robots, be non-emotional, and like you alluded to earlier, like with vulnerability. So I think it's very, very important to listen to music like yours, and, you know, kind of rediscover your humanity.
Yeah, word. Like it's like music. Like it's just simple for me when it comes to music. So that's why, like, when I'm answering these questions, it's like it's not too deep for me. It's deep what I'm saying, I guess, but it's straight to the point. From like with music for me, it's like how I said, it gotta be good vibes. Why I started taking music serious, because I've been through stuff, and it's just like it's therapy for me. So, and I guess, like, you know, when you go see a therapist, you just basically pouring your heart out.
Absolutely.
And I just do it on the beat, and I'm not sitting in the chair.
Right.
Like that. So, you know what I mean? It's just that simple. So, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And a maestro tip that Nasheed alluded to was the fact that creativity does distress you. So it's a great therapeutic exercise if, you know, you're ever going through something and kind of want the world to blow up.
Yeah.
And just, you know, leave you alone.
Yeah, for real, man. So,
full disclosure, Nasheed and I are both from Trenton, New Jersey, which is the capital of New Jersey. And unless you're from the metropolitan area of, you know, Pennsylvania, New York, Delaware, you don't really, you know, not unless you're exceptional at social studies, you probably don't remember learning about Trenton being the capital of New Jersey. But especially since that's true.
oh man.
Especially since Trenton is literally in the middle of Philadelphia is west of us, New York City is north of us, and east of us is the Jersey Shore. And on the way there is Six Flags. So Trenton's literally the last thing you think about when it comes to New Jersey. And especially because of the prestigious institution in Princeton, they usually get a lot more of the attention in the central Jersey area. So my question for you, Nasheed, is, because I feel like everyone from this city does have a chip on their shoulder, even I have a chip on my shoulder because of that reality. How has that shaped your ambitions as an artist coming from Trenton, New Jersey?
It's just like being from Trenton, man. It's like it's so many talented artists, and like our problem, I guess, as a whole is we trying to do it. We're not trying to do it together. Like not like I'm not saying we gotta make music, but like it's no movement, and so that's like that's one of my goals as an artist, to like try to make a movement, so that chip that you're talking about, that, like, you know what I mean, we could be known for something. And I felt like music is a perfect start. Like, if we all have a movement, like, you know what I mean, you got artists in Philly, like, they have movements, like Atlanta, probably, they work together, like, it be cats that don't even like each other, but they still be part of that movement, like,
right.
And I just feel like that's what we're missing in Trenton, is like some type of movement. It's like the chip on the shoulder, like how we said, it's like towards outside people, but at the same time, it's within ourselves also. And it's like we got to change that, because if we can start a movement in Trenton, like, somebody will get on. And that's all it's gonna take to break down that door, because now when that one person get on, and whoever they get signed to or whatever way they get on, you know, that media is gonna go see what Trenton is about. Like, you know what I mean? It's that simple. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, you take, like, the young guys right now, from Trenton, Davon and Malachi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's opening doors. Like, like, you know, when we was coming up, like, we would talk about overseas more than NBA, and like
Right.
they really made their dream a reality. And it's just like one cat did it. Now the year later, another one did it,
And right now, another one's at Duke and might do it next year.
and
so
then even
yeah.
the kid at Seton Hall.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you know what I mean? When that one person opened up the door, it's like, you know what I mean? You can make a movement. And like, that's a great thing. Like, I would love for every year a kid from Trenton go to the NBA. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just imagine that the next 10 years, a kid from Trenton get in the NBA.
Or the NFL. Or
NFL, yeah. Like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, just somebody making it. And it's just like, we need more of that. That of people that's making it, and so we could get that chip off our shoulders.
Absolutely. And we take a lot of pride in our bridge.
Yeah.
Trenton makes, world takes.
Yeah.
So for people who don't understand what that means, so Trenton was actually a huge steel hub back basically in the steel, evolution of
Supplying everybody.
Absolutely. So one of the things that they did is that they supplied the steel and also provided the steel to go build the Golden Gate Bridge. So literally the design of one of the most popular bridges in the world wouldn't be built without Trenton. So you're welcome, San Francisco.
It's like
So like every creative soul, Nasheed and I both have immense wanderlust. We're always thinking about going new places and seeing different things, experiencing different things, observing different things. Out of all the places that you've been to, because you've been to a lot.
Yeah.
We actually travel a lot for basketball, going to all over the world. So out of all the places, what place inspires you the most and why?
Like, yo, you know what's crazy? Like, believe it or not, like, cause I done been, like, I got stamps. I got a lot of stamps on my passport. But for some reason, I gotta say Atlanta.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it was like everybody was so welcoming, and as far as like with music, like they showed so much love, and like, you know, it's bad, you know, when you get, I mean, it's not bad, but like you always want to get love from your own city.
Absolutely.
And you know, I'm one of those artists that, you know, I don't get that much love from my own city, and that's a whole nother, you know, talk. But when I go to Atlanta, I do shows in Atlanta. I done recorded in Atlanta. I got friends in Atlanta, and it's like, it's just, everybody's just welcoming, man. And it's like when I do the shows, like, they vibing out with me. They know my music. You know what I mean? People come up to me, and it's just like, that's how it's supposed to be. And it's like when you got strangers that's doing that, and then when you don't have your family and certain friends not doing that, that's from your hometown, like, that says a lot about Atlanta. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And like, I go to Atlanta I go to Atlanta a lot. Like, that's like my second home. And like, when I go, it's the same all the time, and I just get inspired because everybody's on the same page. Like, they love music how I love music. And I appreciate Atlanta for that.
So it sounds like we need Trenton to come Atlanta North.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we'll put that in the mission. Yeah.
But yeah, nah, I gotta say Atlanta, man.
And that's crazy you said that, because even in Trenton and downtown, you shared the stage with Styles P. I mean, people, you know, work their whole life to share the stage with an artist on that level, and you were able to do it. And a lot of Trenton came out to come see Styles P, and they saw you first, and you know, like you said, this never clicked.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like, I used to be mad, but like now it is what it is, man. Cause it's just like, you gotta give, like I was saying before, you gotta give your energy to the people that support you. You can't let the negative or the people that don't support you take over take over what you're trying to do. But it is what it is as far as that. Atlanta, like they showed me a whole lot of love.
Shout out to the A.
Yeah.
So with an artist, a lot depends on being inspired and finding a muse. Mm-hmm. So how would you define a muse? What inspires you the most?
What inspires me the most? I guess like to me, it's myself, man. Because like I'm an overthinker. Like just the way I live. So it's like I kind of like inspire myself, like, because if I can't do music if I'm not inspired within myself.
I mean, that's what passion is at its core, right?
Yeah. So I guess it'd be my passion for music and like just how I live every day is just I inspire myself. Like, don't get me wrong, there's other things that inspire me, but without me is nothing else is happening. So I gotta save myself. That might sound a little self-centered, but
Nasheed West.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I would say that confidence is a huge part of creativity. Mm-hmm. And obviously confidence is a huge part of being a human being. Yeah. Because there are a lot of people in the world that take advantage of people not being confident and do terrible things.
No, that's true.
So having that core, that belief. Mm-hmm. One of our words of the week last week was belief on our Instagram page, and having belief in yourself is huge.
Nah,
it's fundamental.
Nah, and if you don't got that, like you can't do nothing. It's like you want to be at a standstill. So I would say myself. It's that simple. Like, because if it's not me, ain't nothing else moving. So I gotta go with myself.
So put yourself first, but unselfishly.
There you go. I like that.
All right, so I actually had a little fun, and I'm not sure if you know this, but I actually researched what your first name means in Arabic. I have to ask you, do you know what it means?
I got two meanings, because I know one of them is mother's protector. Mm-hmm. I forget the other one's another one. So you probably about to say that one.
So it actually translates to beautiful one. Oh. And actually, apparently Nasheed is also a noun in Arabic, which describes vocal music that could be a cappella or accompanied by percussion instruments, essentially a drum.
That's crazy.
Essentially a drum. So here at Creative Maestro, we're big on synchronicity, when things just align naturally and there's no effort. Mm-hmm. And here you've had this affinity with music your whole life, and literally a burning desire in your soul. Mm-hmm. And then just now you learn that what your name means in Arabic literally sums up your mission in life, your passion.
Yeah, that's crazy, yo. Didn't know that. That's dope. Like, I wanna that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. And I guess my mom and dad was on the ball. Naming me Nasheed. That's what's up. Look, shout out to my mom and dad.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's dope.
If you could give any encouragement to some aspiring creative maestros out there who are on the fence about, putting themselves out there creatively, or some up and coming artists who are having those moments when they don't want to do it, like they're just no inspiration, they're completely shocked. What type of advice would you give them?
I think what artists mess up is their circles are too big. Mm. Like, Now, if you got 40 people that y'all just like this, that's great, but you usually don't see that. And when you got too many people in your circle, you can't rub off of the people, like, when you need help or when you need somebody to get you going. Like, I got people, like, you're one of those people. Like you, at times, like, you know, you believe in me more than I believe in myself at times. And it was just like not too long ago when you came over my house, and like you ain't know I was having one of those moments, and you said some stuff, and I bounced back. And it's just like, and I was like, yo, I really needed that. And it's just like, you know what I mean? You just gotta be around good people, because like we all go through it. We have our meltdowns, but if you're around good people that want to see you succeed, like everything will work itself out. So just, you know what I mean, just be around good people, and like I said, like go off of good vibes. Like I'm big off of that, because like if you gotta support, and like I'm not saying, oh, you know, get somebody that's gonna spend money, pay for your studio time. No, get that person that you know what I mean, that's gonna be there for you. You know what I mean, like in sports terms, on and off the court.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean, not just when you on, like when you off, when you got them, you know, them off days, and you know what I mean, because you know what I mean, music supposed to be fun, and you need people to bounce you back, because sometimes you can't do it within yourself. I know I can all the time, so just surround yourself around good people.
I appreciate you saying that, and that is essentially what the channel is here for people to have more of those moments, and for us to come together and inspire each other.
Yep.
So what I'm curious about, is there any artists that you're looking to, that you want to actually work with that you haven't yet?
Die line. It's like, nah. Here's a few, man. First, I gotta shout out my boy PG, Paul Graham. So I know you don't see this.
PG, what up, P?
Yeah, we definitely long overdue.
Matter of fact, last time you saw Paul was actually in this. In this. Oh yeah. In this basement,
So even if we don't make no music, look, we need to see you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm trying to think, man. Like Paul,
you know, Mix is thinking about writing and get back into.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he know where I'm at.
Y'all almost neighbors.
I'm about to say, yeah, Eddie Mix came to a couple of studio sessions and everything. Yeah, man. So shout out to Mix too. Trying to think, man, like.
But I really think you want K-Rich to come out of retirement so you can really collaborate with him.
No. Don't do it. Oh man.
Yo, I appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it, bro, man.
First interview making history.
Yes, sir, man.
If you guys have any questions for Nasheed, take part in the creative discussion below in the comment section, and also we have the links in the description to all of his music and social media.
Yep. Appreciate you, man.